watching out for you. A Fox 5 I-Team investigation.
Well, students fooled by a dishonest piano teacher say they want some answers.
Our I-Team first exposed the false credentials of John Stonko, a man who students say claimed to be an Emory University PhD and a generous provider of piano lessons to orphans.
Right. Well, I-Team reporter Randy Travis says even though Stonko also fooled Emory, his private students want an explanation from the school. Randy?
That's right. That's because they first met Stonko when he was working as a part-time instructor for Emory's continuing ed classes called Evening at Emory. Students say they believed his false credentials because they trusted the school had checked him out first. This is John Stonko sneaking into the Emory University Burlington Road building last month, shortly before realizing the curtain had fallen on his long-running performance. Why are you lying to your students?
I'm not, Marge.
We need to talk to you about this. Pretty serious stuff.
You can make an appointment. You're not to be in this building.
Are you to be in this building, sir?
Yes, I am.
Are you a faculty member of Emory?
Listen,
Are you a faculty member of Emory, sir? He has nothing to do with Emory. Yet the I-Team found Stonko boldly teaching private piano lessons in the Emory music department at a whopping $80 for what students say often wound up being a 45-minute lesson. And those private students willingly paid the premium price because they thought they were getting top-level instruction.
I thought to be trained by someone who had such credentials, specifically a PhD in musical composition, that was worth $80.
Our investigation found Stonko's American Piano Academy website filled with deceptive information. He falsely claimed to be a certified member of the prestigious National Association of Music Teachers. The photo of his supposed executive committee, a ripoff from the CD cover of an acoustic folk group in New England, with Stonko's picture edited over one of the band members. He said the photo was just there as a placeholder for the website, but that same fake executive committee urged people to help support an organization called the Piano Orphanage Project, where you could use PayPal to donate as much as $160,000. Stonko was the executive director. The deceptive information has since been removed. Do you feel you got ripped off?
Yes, I do.
Former students like Michael Kay did not contribute to the Orphan Project. Stonko later said no one did. The idea was only a dream, and the site was not supposed to be live. Yet he said something else last month when talking to an undercover I-Team producer about his piano program.
What we do is we bring piano lessons to the orphanages.
So you go over and teach kids in an orphanage?
We do, yeah, we sure do. And that occurs on the weekends, so it doesn't influence us, as much my schedule during the week.
Stonko once had an Emory connection. For 15 years, he taught adult piano classes on the other side of campus through the school's Evening at Emory program. But 2 years ago, former student Michael Kay became suspicious of Stonko's lofty credentials, an Emory PhD that turned out to be false, 2 other advanced degrees that turned out to be from a correspondence school that some states labeled a diploma mill.
I was thinking, how could somebody get a degree at a correspondence school to play piano?
Kay pushed Emory for answers until late 2010, when the school announced all the Evening at Emory piano classes had been canceled for low enrollment. But Stonko continued to play the profitable role of Emory professor.
And I teach, here college classes as well.
At Emory?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm here a lot, and
It's almost as if he was trying to be on the same level as you.
It sounds like it, yeah.
But here's how the real director of Emory's Piano Studies program sounds.
Watching your coverage was quite an eye-opener as to how much he had misrepresented himself.
Where are we going? You got a student back there. Stonko wouldn't stop to answer questions, so after following him into another Emory building, we returned to check on the private lesson student he had left behind. Didn't take long.
I have told you that
Well, you can't want me in here. Come on.
This is inappropriate.
And despite all of this, that same night, former students say Stonko moved all of his private lessons to another Emory building, the Schwartz Center for Performing Arts right down the street, where they say he continued to teach his classes, all the time looking over his shoulder, right up until the week our investigation aired.
He may have just come in and said this was my studio and started to teach here.
And they would have believed him.
Why wouldn't you, you know? We're definitely on the lookout for him, and if he shows up here in the Schwartz Center, he won't be here long.
Meanwhile, some of his former students are considering a lawsuit, like Larry Silverman, who just happens to be a consumer rights attorney.
I analogize that to someone who buys a Cadillac, but the dealer delivers a Chevrolet. They're both cars. They get you where you want to go. So what's the harm? Well, the harm is the person paid for a Cadillac. They didn't pay for a Chevrolet.
Dr. Ransom says the rules were much looser when evening Emory instructors were hired back in the 90s. Today, they're much more careful who they allow to teach those adult classes.